So another feature of water that's really special to life on Earth is that it actually exists in all three states on Earth's surface. So there's ice, which is the solid form, liquid water, obviously, in oceans and lakes, and there's water vapor or gas in the atmosphere. If you look at most other things, you're only going to find them in one form on the Earth's surface. So they'll either be a liquid on the Earth's surface, or they'll be a solid, or they'll be a gas, and you really don't see anything else that has this, I guess, multiple personalities, if you will. The other thing that's important about states of matter for water is that it takes a lot of energy for water to change state. And I alluded to this when we were talking about polarity. Water is sticky to itself. It really wants to make hydrogen bonds to itself. So in order to get it to go between states, you have to break or separate those hydrogen bonds. So, and maybe you don't know this, but as you go from gas to liquid to solid, you get less molecular movement, so things start to slow down. So in a solid, things are moving very slowly. In a liquid, they're moving a little bit faster, and in a gas, they're moving very fast. Well, as you can imagine, in a gas, when they're moving very, very fast, they're not making hydrogen bonds as much because they're moving far away from each other as they do that. And so in order to get liquid to go from being, to get water liquid to go from being a liquid to a solid, you have to break those hydrogen bonds to allow the liquid water to get far apart and make vapor. And that takes heat energy, and that's why it takes a fair amount of heat energy to move liquid water to vapor. So you're familiar probably because you've tried to boil water at home, I'm sure, and you know that you got to have that burner on for a while, and it has to get to that 100 degrees C or 212 degrees Fahrenheit in order to make that change. And for many other liquids, like if you tried to boil rubbing alcohol, I'm not recommending that you do, but if you tried to boil rubbing alcohol or say wine or any alcohol, you would see that it does not take nearly as much energy to move it from a liquid to a vapor. And so as far as Earth's climate, this is really significant too. Because it takes so much energy to move water from liquid to gas, liquid water serves as sort of a climate moderator. It sort of makes the climate more moderate wherever you have bodies of water, and this is why coastal areas tend to have relatively moderate climates. They're neither super hot nor super cold because of that moderating feature of water and the way that water will also give off heat after it's absorbed it from the sun. So during the day, water absorbs the heat from the sun and then at night it releases that heat. So water and these three states of matter are really important for life on Earth. And, you know, along with water being the basis of all living things, this is one of the reasons why when they go to other planets, they're always looking for water, and it's really exciting if they think they see evidence of water, because life as we know it both is made of water and fundamentally relies on water and all the moderating effects of water. And beyond the uses of water that we've already talked about, or the features of water that we've talked about, there's of course a lot of other functions of water that you may or may not have heard about. For the first one here is that water is directly used in chemical reactions, and we'll talk about these chemical reactions in the next chapter, but you absolutely have to have water for them in order to, say, break down the food that you eat. Water provides force and support to our tissues, so our tissues are filled with water, and that helps maintain them. Plants, for example, rely entirely on water for their structure, and that's why when they don't have enough water, they wilt. We rely on water to help move toxins out of our bodies, so it's really important for you to drink enough water to help make sure that you get rid of waste properly through your kidneys. We use water to cool our bodies. So you know you sweat, I'm sure, on a hot day, and when you sweat on a hot day, it's putting water on the surface of your skin, and it takes heat energy to boil that water off, right? It's weird to think of your sweat boiling, but that's essentially what's happening. As the sweat boils off of you, it's absorbing heat from your body, and that helps cool your core temperature. Water is sticky to itself. And so this allows water to have surface tension. And so if you look at this image here, You've probably seen this, like a leaf falls onto the lake and the leaf will float on top of the water. It's because water hydrogen bonds to itself so much that it creates a little shell on the surface of the lake. And this little water strider bug is actually able to walk across it. Water adheres to itself, and so this helps it flow through organisms or through tissues. A tree, for example, relies on the stickiness of water to itself to pull water from the roots of the tree to the top of the tree. If you think about a 100-foot tree, the water is coming from the roots, but we have to get water all the way to the top of the tree. Well, trees don't have hearts to pump water. Like your body has a heart to pump it around. Trees don't have that, but they still need to move fluids. They rely on the fact that water molecules will be sticking to each other all the way up and down the tree. And so as one water molecule moves, because it's sticking to the one behind it, it yanks it a little. And so that stickiness will just always pull water molecules through the tree. And that's how they get by without having a heart to pump fluids.